Hi, buds. Fun fact, as always, did you know that 75% of adults 25 to 33 years old experience a quarter-life crisis? A period of anxiety, uncertainty, doubt, feeling like a failure, feeling behind, not sure what to do with the rest of your life. Does that sound familiar? You and me both, babe. When I tell you I'm 25 and I'm the most confused I've ever been. It turns out that adulting, but especially in your 20s, everyone is struggling with confidence, success, money, friendships, mental health, and even though many people can seem like they have it all together, most people don't, which is why I'm starting the series called 20s Talk, about the issues that we're all dealing with, but especially those in their 20s. This 20s Talk video will be about feeling lost or left behind in life, because I have more videos coming out on 20s Talk about money, 20s Talk about friendships, and 20s Talk about confidence and mental health. So subscribe for more chit chat about that, and let's get into the video. So why do so many of us feel directionless and lost and confused with what we're supposed to do? It's because throughout your entire life, you were given a framework. Since you were a toddler, 3 years old, starting pre-K, all the way through high school into your 20s, you were told, wake up at this time, go to this class, then go to this class, then have lunch at this time, then come home, then do your homework, then take this test. You had a very detailed schedule of every minute of your life. You were given a rubric for success, and this is what, a grade A essay looks like. This is what a grade B essay looks like. So you have this rigid structure your entire life with dress codes, times, rubrics, grades, and then you're launched into this world of do anything, be anywhere. No one's telling you to join any clubs or what to do with your free time. No one's telling you what to eat. And while there's so much excitement of all of these opportunities of, oh yeah, I can be anything and do anything, try anything, live anywhere, there's a lot of dread that comes with effing all of that up. And that is so overwhelming, realizing that your life is totally up to you. All of these choices that you're making now in your 20s or even in your 30s is laying the groundwork for what the rest of your life will look like. That's terrifying. And while it's all up to you, at the same time, there's so many societal expectations of what success looks like in your 20s. You're supposed to, make this much amount of money or getting married in your 20s, have a big group of friends, go on vacations, find yourself. And a lot of people check all of those boxes off and still feel lost. Why? Because in school, you were taught quadratic formulas and how to balance chemical equations, but you weren't taught how to be happy. You weren't taught how to actually do critical thinking and understand what life means to you, how you want to live it. Most people are figuring out how to cook for themselves, clean for themselves, do their own laundry, have their own job, manage their own money, explore your hobbies, and figure out what you actually like to do. It feels like drinking from a fire hose. I do not feel 25. I feel like I've been pretending to be an adult this whole time and no one's caught on yet. Does anyone else feel that way? And I want to tell you guys a little bit about my journey to give you some perspective. I was a good noodle kid, okay? I was a straight A student. I never had any problems in school, not to brag, but my teachers did say I was a pleasure to have in the classroom. And when I graduated college and all of a sudden there was no student handbook anymore, there was no rubric, there were no getting A's anymore. I felt so confused because there was no one telling me how to be good anymore. There was no one telling me where to be and how to study and what to do with my time. I had to learn to have hobbies and learn to have friends, and I had a complete mental breakdown. I realized that I didn't know who I was outside student. That was my identity. I boiled this video down into the 6 key pieces of advice that I wish I knew in the beginning of my 20s. Number 1 is to have perspective, that your 20s are such a unique time in your life that you may never get again. Many people in their 20s don't have mortgages, don't have kids, and don't have too many strings attached or obligations in life. What a unique opportunity it is for this decade of your life to just try everything, to explore, and you have the room to mess it up, to screw it up, because no one's expecting you to be a millionaire in your 20s. So if you're sleeping in a studio apartment with 6 roommates and rats, That's okay for your 20s. In your 30s, people might look at you a little side eye, but like it's so normal in your 20s to just be so confused and broke and dumb. So take advantage of that. This is the time to explore everything, including risky endeavors like starting a business, because starting a business now and failing is a lot less scary when you don't have a mortgage and kids to feed. Moving on, the second biggest lesson I've learned about feeling lost in your 20s is that feeling lost actually coincides with feeling stuck or feeling static. Do I take this job or that job? Do I date this person or that person? Do I move to this city or that city? And a lot of times when you have big decisions to make, you freeze. You feel stuck and don't make either. When I'm feeling down, I feel like there's no growth happening. I don't have a vision. I don't have a direction. I'm just kind of wandering around aimlessly. The best cure for feeling static is just to keep moving. An object in motion stays in motion. The best way to get out of feeling lost is to take action. It creates momentum. Sign up for that book club. Say yes to that job. Go for drinks with a friend. Maybe when you say yes to that book club, you'll meet the love of your life at that book club. Maybe when you say yes to that job, you'll network and find an even better job, but you won't learn and grow and feel unstuck by sleeping and bed rotting. And I know you might be thinking, how do I know what to do though? How do I know if I'm hanging out with the right friend? How do I know I'm saying yes to the right job? Should I be a lawyer or should I be a teacher? Because your life can look very different if you choose either. And you're making all of these life-altering decisions, and that's terrifying. So this brings me to the third lesson I've learned, which is life is not about making the right decision, it's about making the decision right. Should you be single and pursue your career, or should you settle down and have a family? There truly is no right decision. There's gonna be pros and cons to every single path you could possibly take. Maybe you choose career A where you get paid a lot of money, but if you end up taking that path, you don't have a lot of free time and your quality of life sucks and you don't have a lot of friends. Or maybe you take path B and you have a lot of time and you have a lot of friendships and you have a quality of life, but you don't get paid a lot, so you have to sacrifice the house or the car. No matter what road you take in life, there's always going to be a what if on the other side. Every choice you make, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else, whether you realize it or not. You're saying yes to this video, thank you for watching. So that means you said no to watching another video. You said yes to this boyfriend or girlfriend, which means you said no to another one, which means you said no to being single. And you will drive yourself crazy by just sitting there trying to think of, oh my gosh, what is the right decision? What should I do? And look, I'm all for making calculated, responsible decisions, but so many people are so scared of choosing the wrong thing in life that they end up just stalling and have choice paralysis and don't make any move at all. So remember, there is no right decision. You should live to make the decision right. Moving on, my fourth piece of advice for those who feel like they don't know what the hell is going on in their 20s is get a grip on the practical things in life, because that is like 50% of your workload. School doesn't prepare you for life. School does not teach you how to cook, how to do laundry, how to clean, how to manage your budget, how to date, how to make friends, how to choose the right friends, how to take care of your health. And I remember being 20 or 21 years old and thinking like, oh my gosh, like I just don't know what I'm doing. And when I really thought about it, the people who I looked to, who I thought had it together, really just had a grip on the practical things. Like they just had a routine down. They woke up and they went to the gym. They knew how to take care of their body. They knew how to groom themselves. They knew how to wash their hair properly. They knew how to cook. They meal prepped. I remember seeing people who like brought meal prep food to work thinking, whoa, they really have it together, when in reality, they have a grip on the practical things. Same thing with managing money. I remember being 20 and seeing people who talked about having Roth IRAs and investing in stocks and mutual funds and thinking, whoa, like that is some adult shit. They have it together, when in reality, they have a good grip on their finances. And then I took the time to learn how to invest. I learned this is not rocket science. And now people look at me and think I have it together because I know how to invest. There are a handful of very practical life skills that will just make your life so much easier if you spend a month, a year nailing those. And that includes taking care of your health, your money, cooking, cleaning, grooming yourself. I promise you will feel so much more put together when you're healthy and not broke. When you eat well, wear clean clothes, and have an investing account. My fifth piece of advice for those who feel lost and left behind is everyone moves in their own timeline. I remember when I first started working in corporate America, I was at an entry-level position and I really wanted to get promoted. And I remember seeing people get promoted before me and feeling really upset, thinking that they were just getting so much further ahead and I was feeling so behind. And, going on LinkedIn and seeing so many people get promotions, and then going on Instagram and seeing so many people in relationships and getting engaged. There is no point in comparing yourself to your friends or comparing your life to others on social media, because everyone is truly in their own timeline. I know people in their early 20s who got into a relationship and got married and then they got divorced like a few years later. I know people who went to Ivy League schools like Harvard and Yale and are working for people who went to public state schools. Competition and comparison truly dissolves when you realize you are so unique and your life can't be compared. You are exactly where you need to be. And the sixth lesson that you need to hear if you're feeling lost and left behind is you should expect to fail. You should expect to fail often and early. So many people are scared to start hobbies or businesses because they're scared to fail, right? You're scared to start posting on YouTube because what if nobody subscribes and you look stupid? You're scared to apply for that job on LinkedIn because what if you get rejected and you already told your friends and now you look like a failure in front of them? You are so scared of failing that you don't even try, which is inherently failing. Expect to fail, and guess what? You fail and then you try it again. It's not the end of the world. Do you think the people who discovered rocket science and physics equations nailed it on their first try? They were working for decades on their craft. They probably looked hella dumb in the beginning. All of your favorite actors got rejected from thousands of auditions before they got their first yes. All of your CEOs probably started other companies that failed before they started the one that was successful. So what makes you think you're going to excel on your first try at something? If I expected that my first video get me 1 million subscribers, I would have quit by now. Embrace the trying and flopping era. But that is all I have for today. Stay tuned for my next video on friendships in your 20s, where I explore the loneliness epidemic and why so many people feel isolated and like they don't have a lot of friends, and even why people who do have friends don't feel very connected to them. And if you're in your 20s, comment down below some issues that you're struggling with, whether that's money, dating, friendships, etc. And if you're in your 30s, 40s, hi millennials, hi boomers, welcome. Your homework is to comment a piece of advice for someone in their 20s who's feeling lost or behind. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, buds. Something to buy,